and welcome to episode 61 of Detroit Comics Party. Tonight our guest is Nigel Shields, the mighty Saskrotch.
Hey.
Thank you for coming all this way from your homeland of Chicago.
It was a long bus trip. It was 2 hours late.
I heard you were delayed. Were you on Greyhound or on, what's the other one?
It was a
Megabus?
Greyhound, because I think Megabus used to be dope.
Yeah.
And now it's like $2 cheaper and completely packed every time.
Yeah.
This episode is brought to you by Megabus.
Right.
Oh.
But didn't it have double decker and you had delightful tales of like flirting with babes while watching DVDs? I think you had a story that was like that.
Wait, for me?
Yeah, I thought you had all those tales. No.
I don't know about babes.
I don't know. Everything that you say, I like make more glorious in my imagination later. Because we only see each other like once a year, maybe.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, also the bathroom had a mirror right in front of the toilet, so you had to watch yourself pee. There was no choice.
That's a new look we're bringing out for the new season. Everyone just has to view their own genitals as they excrete.
I just like, you see something in a certain light for your whole life, and then you have to witness that.
If you break the pee-pee mirror, it's 7 years of just pissing on the ground.
Oh, gosh.
Oh.
All right, let's bring it back to actual things that we might know about or are interested in. You're a multi-talented music producer, and we wanted to ask you about what your new projects were like and how you make those glorious sounds.
Excuse me. A lot of it's just fake. It's really easy to use a computer to do anything, really, using a program. Although lately I've been... Is this mic too close? I feel way louder.
Yeah, we're
than
all really
either of
loud.
you.
No, you're
Okay.
good.
I've been using an actual Nintendo lately.
Yeah.
I have a MIDI NES, which just has a cartridge with a MIDI cable you can plug right into a keyboard or another synth. And I got one for the Genesis now that I'm still learning. I have a lot of like game hardware that I meant to get into for music and just like it was too hard.
Yeah. The learning curve is steep.
So is it all simulated stuff then?
I'm sorry?
Is it all simulated sounds, or are you using any of the actual like circuits or?
Everything tonight is simulated. I did a show that was mostly hardware, and it took about half an hour to set up, and it was a very heavy bag that I didn't want to put in like the bottom of a bus to come up here.
That's why laptops took off as the instrument of choice for electronic music.
Like it wasn't fun enough to just carry around a duffel bag full of alligator clips and like snap everything together like on the spot?
Like the last time I did it, I had a ride and I hated it because my mixer's too big. I have a problem with buying stuff that I think I need and then realizing I could use something a lot smaller. All my cables are like 9 feet long, so it's just a spool in front of me while I'm trying to work.
That's the Amazon way.
Yeah.
I need it. It's 9 feet. But then that happens 100 times.
Yeah, it's like, oh, but 6 feet is only a few cents more, and then you keep going.
So you make music so well by having a computer and having a mess of cables.
Yeah.
And then thinking you might need hardware, but it usually ends up just occurring on the computer anyways.
Most of my music equipment is like if you dumped out a junk drawer on a table.
Is there a certain kind of table that you use?
It's a glass table.
Good.
So I can't really use a mouse.
The Windex bill is out of control.
Yeah, it's also the reason my phone's always on silent because it's terrifying when it vibrates on a glass table.
What do you...
How are you doing?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm doing terrifically.
This is more attention than I'm used to. So
I'm doing good other than being on stage makes me incredibly anxious.
okay.
But we wanted to ask you about your television program. Is it on television or is it on just YouTube?
It's on YouTube, which is like television but worse.
New television.
Yeah. It's like if anyone could do anything they wanted with little or no repercussions.
I find it's becoming unbearably just like an advertising, like a spool of advertisements that are terribly targeted.
Yeah, I still haven't put it ads on my stuff yet, but I probably will.
Do you have enough followers to like monetize the channel?
I think I have like 200.
That's good. So you only need 33,800 more?
Okay, I can do that.
Do we only have 30,000 followers?
I think you need 4,000
I can't
followers.
hear anything anyone's saying.
I think you need 4,000 followers to get your YouTube station monetized, right?
I think it's only like 100.
Oh, I have no idea.
It's more of a, it's a matter of principle.
Right.
Where it's like if it's that few people, you're just gonna drive them away.
Right. Could you describe to us the premise of your program?
Well, basically, I stand in front of a green screen and I try out weird snacks, and then later I put trap music over it and just any weird background I can find on Pixabay. It's just like a like public domain video.
Yeah.
So I have one where there's like behind me there'll be like a solid minute of some guy exercising with kettlebells that he decided to upload in case anyone wanted it. But it's like 8 different videos of him doing it in different places. Like one of them he's in a gym, but then one like he's up on a hill and he's doing like a different like throw thing. And I'll do like a mirror version, so there's 2 of them on either side
So
of me.
do you always use videos of Joe Rogan, or are there other videos too?
I've also I've been getting really into videos of Elon Musk just hanging out.
It's a tight
That-
focus.
Does the background, is the choice of background dependent on the type of snack? Like, does it
Oh,
change
no.
depending on how spicy?
It basically just depends on in the library where I stop when I'm scrolling through it. Because I'm usually just trying to get them done, or I never will. So I'm just like, all right, here's the silhouette of a girl doing karate in like an old-timey dress.
I think
Print it.
it's hard to talk to Kevin because it's directional microphone.
Yeah.
But I think you had a good experience where the studio was set up so that the studio was set up with the green screen, but then on the monitors, the green screen was all knocked out to like pink psychedelic laser clouds, and then the fairly high-profile client walks in and is like, we're not using that. It's like, no, it's just what we were setting it up with. It's like, no, we wouldn't want that on our
Probably the
important
worst
video.
reaction would have been, that's exactly what we want. And then we
That-
would have
then it
never
would have
had
been-
another client again.
Then it would have looked interesting at least. But-
Do you have any snacks with you today?
I brought one from across the street because I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know what I was gonna talk about up here.
Is this one that you can't get where in Chicago?
No, it's Better Made, which I believe is made like down the street from here.
Yeah.
I think so.
I had a friend send me some, but I did not get the sizzling hot cheese crunchies.
Ooh. I've never
What
even had
is
those.
the difference between that and your Flamin' Hot Cheetos?
I don't know yet.
Can we find out?
Shall we
Yeah.
find out?
By we, I mean you, with your mouth.
This feels like a weird fetish thing.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna make eye
It's
contact and keep it going the whole
It's
time.
gonna get grown up in here.
You ever watched a man eat snacks? Let's see, any information? Founded in Detroit as Cross and Peters, August 1st, 1930.
Is 79
Those are
cents?
from 1930. You should throw those shits away.
They don't really smell like anything.
Do they have a rancid oil smell? Or the best better made smell is like
Ooh,
a fart,
wait.
like a fresh bag of potato chips would have
It's
like a
actually,
fart.
it's starting to get a little wild in here. Do you guys want to try them too?
We'll try them with
Sure.
All right. They're really thick.
Are they denser than a Cheeto?
They at least have more like circumference. The bag was pretty heavy.
you. Hello. Can you?
That's fine.
You'll have to narrate to us your thoughts, and we will repeat them.
Okay.
I find them to be fairly spicy.
Very salty. A little more salty.
Well, but your show is like a long show. Each episode is long with narration and like deep
I'm trying
description.
I'm really trying to get away from that. But
Do you
then
dream of having a shorter show then?
I'm starting to edit more stuff out because
Right.
there's a lot of just me like chewing,
Right. I feel like
I really thought was funny at first, and then it kind of got old.
I feel like a trend in video was when it was new, YouTube. I put anything on YouTube. I have a 5-hour thing. I have a long thing that I have not edited at all. Put that up. That was the original era. And then the like ultra cinematic look. Like everything has to be micro mutilated into totally professional
Yeah.
look. And I feel like to have it come back to kind of stream of consciousness and like longer investment pieces
Yeah.
is a good.
I think that
Look.
was part of it originally was I wanted to get away from that whole like basically someone shoots a video and they have a script and they read it twice, once on like each side of
Yeah.
the camera, and they just cut it real back and forth to make it seem like they're interesting.
Yeah.
Like I really like the idea of having a long drawn out shot of just me like looking at what's on my fingers. Also, I don't think these are that hot, and they taste a little stale.
They're not super
Yeah.
hot. I can taste more of a corn flavor in there than like a Cheeto. The Cheeto is like the corn is decimated into just dust and then reconstituted.
The heat is an afterthought, I would say.
Yeah.
But also, like, I've run into problems where one of the reasons, like, I've been on hiatus because I have a bunch of videos where I try to review multiple things. There's a jalapeno one and a pickles one. Both of them, all the bags are green,
Yeah.
which is great on a
So
green
they
screen.
disappeared.
So I'd have to, like, do a shit ton of editing. And also, I just open it up and I don't want to do it. So I've been...
Does that make a big difference in the background? Like, did you end up eating Cheetos out of a Karate Girl silhouette?
What?
I just picture the bag being gone, and you are like reaching into like thin air to
Yeah.
retrieve these
I
crumbs.
did one episode specifically that I called the Fuck a Green Screen episode, where I wore a green shirt and a green hat, and I reviewed something in a green bag. But I always try, in almost all of them, if there's something green, I try to fix it, and then halfway through I just give up, and I'll put a note on the bottom that's like, I'm not fucking doing this anymore. And so I'll have like a bottle of ski that just has weird, like trippy graphics going through it. Ski's a really good soda from Chattanooga, North Carolina.
What is it called?
Ski. It's like a Mountain Dew with a little orange flavor in it.
That sounds okay.
Yeah.
I haven't been a snacker in so long. Please go ahead.
No.
I usually see your face so I can see your cues, but I'm like,
Go ahead.
you say.
Huh?
You say.
I forgot now.
All right. I was gonna say turning onto comic-related stuff. I feel like we plumbed the depths of independent publishing and the weirdest stuff and the most extreme end of somebody's extremely small production or small personal work.
Okay.
And in our talks before this, you know about the exact opposite end.
I have like knowledge on very specific stuff.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite thing in your pull box right now?
Probably Well, like Squirrel Girl is a constant A plus. Lately, every issue I get, I'm like, this is the best one yet, and I keep getting just blown away by it. And it's also what I love is it's like a family-friendly comic, but it's still very dense. Like it's not like dumbed down. It's just safe. But it's written by Ryan North, who did Dinosaur Comics.
Yeah.
So every page, like, because he's so used to alt text, every page has like more information on the bottom. But I think one of the things I love about it is that in the letters section, there's all these pictures of little girls dressed up as Squirrel Girl.
Okay.
And like, the first time I started reading it, it hit me that like we're finally in a place where not only are like little girls like allowed to be into comics, but they can dress up like them for Halloween without just modifying a bathing suit.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And sometimes it gets me a little emotional.
What is the comic about? Like, what happens in the comic?
Well, she's a Squirrel Girl. She's a second-year computer student, computer science. And a lot of it is just about her solving problems without fighting, even though she's like super strong. Like she is single-handedly beat Thanos at one point, and like the Watcher appeared in the strip to say that it was like the real Thanos, so it was like marked it as canon.
Does that kind of come from Ryan North's background as being like, I think he's some kind of like computer linguist or something like that?
Yeah, like everything in it is, all the science and stuff in it like is real. It's not just made up
That's cool.
code.
Excellent.
But it's very silly. One of the things I love, there's a part with Dr. Doom and his Doom bots, and you find out that Doom has created a version of like C+ that also just uses the word Doom over and over again. So like 5 instances of Doom means one thing and 6 means another.
It's like Doom binary.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just about a young girl doing the best she can.
That sounds cool. We should get back into comics.
I don't know. I mean, that does sound so precious and like legitimate entertainment with a positive message and with good political and social connotations. And then it's impossible for me to think other than just like, I wish it was angry and about somebody being alone.
Yeah.
Unleashing their dark fury of absolute depression and anxiety.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
It's not like that. Okay.
It's
I see. I could give it a try.
it is. It's very sweet. And there's, I think friendship is a really big important theme in it. But like I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's
I think
something
you've done
I
a
recommend.
terrific job.
What?
You've done a terrific job explaining it. Any other ones of note?
A new one that I'm really into is X-23.
What is that?
It's all right, so Marvel did this thing where they basically killed off all their main characters.
Yeah.
And X-23 was like a female clone of Wolverine, and she became the new Wolverine.
Oh.
But now they're undoing all of that, and they're bringing everyone back. Because, I don't know if you know this, but a lot of like comic nerds don't like reading comics about people that aren't white men. So when they switch it with other people, they flip out.
Right.
Yeah.
So they switched her to her own series instead of the all-new Wolverine. And it's her, and she has another clone who's even younger,
Of course.
and who's my favorite part of it. She calls herself Honey Badger. And that
Is
one.
that real?
What?
Is that real?
Yeah. And that one really walks the line of like being serious and silly. That might be more your speed than Squirrel Girl. But for some reason, the young one is super obsessed with the idea of birthdays. because they don't have them because they're clones, or like the grown-up won't tell her like the day that they were cloned because she doesn't think
That's
it's
already
anything
too
to
complex
celebrate.
for me to follow. I'm having a hard time understanding it.
Okay. There's a lot of clones in those comics.
I think people must still like that, or no writers
I
of
hope
comics
so.
no writers of comics saw any of the news items about the blowback from all the times clones have been a bad idea premise. 'Cause they live in a isolation world. I don't know.
What?
Do the writers of comics live in isolation where they're not able to see other
No.
works go terribly
Like,
wrong?
I follow on Twitter. I follow a lot of like female comic writers,
Yeah.
and they are not safe. Like they're constantly getting feedback from anyone.
Oh, I'm sure.
But my favorite thing is like watching them deal with these people, and just like basically being like, "Well, why don't you go fuck yourself?" But like smart.
Do they cut them? They whip back and cut them down?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
I think both. Oh, I can't remember her name now. Kate Thompson? No. Kelly Thompson. She did a female Hawkeye
Okay.
for a long time, and hers is mostly people like on Tumblr will anonymously say like really shitty things about like, oh, I guess you got your job just because you're a girl, which is insane for comics.
Right.
And she's always like right on it, and she isn't like, it doesn't make her sad, which I think is amazing. Like she loves jumping back at people. Gail Simone is another one. She like, I followed her just because I kept seeing her shitting on like
Idiots.
there's like this make comics great again movement that's really upsetting.
Do you think that has like a bigger influence on the way the comic is going? That like while the comic is being made, you're getting like the creators are getting that level of feedback from just all the time, like blasted at them?
I think it depends on like the comic. Like a lot of them are done in advance, you know. But like the last issue of Mockingbird, because they got canceled basically because of these dudes like not wanting to
Whining
read
about it.
But the last issue, she has a T-shirt that says "Ask me about my feminist agenda" on the cover. I think it's like little ways of jumping back at these guys. I want another one of these. They're kind of stale, but I like them.
They have a little bit of a styrofoam-like texture. But you're fairly active, vigorously active online. Do you get
That sounds like an attack.
do you get negative shit-talking feedback on your work?
No, not really. I get a lot of. I get hit on by fuckboys a lot.
Yeah.
That's my thing. There's a guy that just started following me, and he started DMing me on Instagram, and I have no idea why. Like, I don't know this guy, but he hit me up at like 5 a.m. on a Thursday to ask how my Labor Day weekend was.
I would just send him the video of me eating chips.
I don't know. I don't want him to see that.
He'd like
He
it
should
too
know. He could be a follower.
The thing that really upsets me is he has a husband. The guy, he has a husband,
Oh.
and he's like posting pics of the two of them, and he's like, "Oh, I love you forever," and then like he's sliding into my DMs, and I'm like, I don't want to. I'm not like that.
You should DM his husband with your like your like rap snacks ASMR video.
It's hard
library.
being a straight bear.
There's comedy gold in there somewhere. They could be guests on an episode.
These
they
dudes?
could come eat snacks. Snacks is the great heals all problems.
Nice save.
Right? You know, like this. Brings
I
people
can't
together
think of
is
the
what
word either. The Great Equalizer?
The Great
I don't know.
Equalizer?
Not really.
Do you have any
Oh.
more snacks?
Yeah, there's these snacks.
They're in another bag, and those are like the most interesting ones that I haven't had before.
I want to eat more of this.
I'm kind of into them.
Have them.
They
Yeah,
are a
I will.
little
They're mine.
stale.
Well, thank you for sharing. I mean, what do you think, sir? Would you like to perform your electronic music for us?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Thank you for coming on episode 61 of Detroit Comics Party.
Thanks for having
Do
me.
you have any final words?
No.
No. Okay.
Okay. Thank you for letting us interrupt this
Thank you
hype
so much,
music
everyone.
show by talking on the stage.
We'll figure out this microphone feedback next time.
Cell phone.